Hello friends, welcome back to another grocery haul video, another week, another haul, and I've got everything set out for you today to show you what we're eating this week, and I'll go over all the recipes at the end of what we're having and what it looks like to actually use Trim Healthy Mama to lose weight. So you guys are gonna have to excuse me, I'm like super hot and sweaty. It's like summer still, it's hot, and I went to exercise this morning and then I had to go pick up the grocery order and then I had to haul it all in and set it all up, and time is of the essence because I've got all this frozen food and so I have to film it and get it in the freezer fast. So all the logistics, I'm exhausted. So I'm going to show you everything that I got, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat how much I spent, because I keep forgetting in all of the videos. I spent around $300 for all of this. I think a little bit less. I think about $293 and some change for all of the groceries. But I don't have an exact number because I got a lot of like household goods and different things this week, and so it became like $350. So that's what it looked like for toilet paper and paper towels and shampoo and toothpaste and soaps and all that kind of stuff. So I got a bunch of that this week, and but the food part was a little less than $300. That's about what it was. I have 5 meals planned to share with you, and then I think I have enough extras that we didn't need to like plan any more than that. So let's just get started showing you everything I have right here. I've got it all nice and like set up good so I can put it away fast. So we got a lot of the fridge items. Actually, as I look at them, there's not that much. And then I've got a lot of the frozen stuff here. So we're gonna go over that first because I wanna get it in the freezer. And then we've got the pantry stuff right here. So as I'm looking at it, gosh, it doesn't even look like all that much food. So we've got our beloved frozen cauliflower. We ate like 6 bags of those, so I'm replacing the 6 from last week. We have some riced cauliflower this week because I'm going to try those tater tots again. So I'll show you that recipe in a bit. We have some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I got a lot of chicken stuff this week. I try not to always like have too much chicken, but we needed that for like a crock pot recipe, and then we needed some of the other stuff. So mango chunks, those are for the kids. And wouldn't you know, I was really like craving mangoes this week, and so I was like, you know what, I can have fruit on this plan, so I can have some of the fruit every once in a while. I just don't that often, just because a lot of them are high in sugars and you have to eat them, you know, in specific ways that are right for your body, right? So if I'm gonna have a mango, I can put it in Greek yogurt, I can put it in a smoothie with protein powder, I can put it with cottage cheese, so I can do stuff like that. But you know, you have to be purposeful. You don't want to just eat the fruit by itself. So I was really craving mangoes, and of all things and all weeks, that's what they're out of. I mean, of like every store around me. I am noticing there's a lot of shortages going on. There's a lot of subbing out of my order. There's just things I wanted to go order that are just not in any of my pickup stores. I live around at least 5 or 6 or 7 like Walmarts where I could easily pick up from. Like there's that many around me, 2 miles in each direction. So I have a lot of options, and they were all out of just like everything. So mangoes is not for this week, unfortunately. Of course, when I'm craving it, right? I don't like the frozen mangoes as much, so I probably will not be having those. One thing I do like is these dark sweet cherries, and I'm gonna show you the recipe that I use them for this week. It's like this chocolate cherry shake. It's my favorite. I love it. And last week I got these to make it, and the kids ate them all. I didn't get one cherry, and I didn't get to make it even one time. Sweet potatoes, those are for my husband. He's still carb feeding, and so I'm not, I don't need to like eat those. I'm doing the curry recipe again from last week because I love it so much, so that's what the peas are for. And then I've got 2 bags of chicken tenderloins here because one of our recipes from last week we didn't eat. So, but we ate the chicken breasts, tenderloins for it, and I didn't make the recipe. I don't know where they went. And so I have 2 different recipes that need chicken breast tenderloins. One's from last week's stuff. And then we can eat these on Trim Healthy Mama. My kids might have some, but mostly those are for my husband. He just eats a lot of hamburgers, so those are quick and easy for him to do. Another dozen eggs, we still have some in there, so I still haven't had to buy 2 of those yet because we are continuing to just eat about those 5 dozen every week. So these lasted last week. I got 2 of these, and it did really well. We ran out the last couple of days, and I just didn't bother to get any more. Whenever we run out of berries, our cupboard starts to feel like really bare. Like, what do we eat? And so, yeah, I always like to keep these in stock. And the strawberries made it, so that was really cool. I've been getting this butter lettuce. I have some in there already. I maybe do like 3 or 4 bags a week. Not all just me, like other people in the family eat it. One of my meals this week is the salad, like as a side with the meal. It's like a chicken crock pot recipe, and I wanted to pair it with a salad, so I just get the butter lettuce because that's my favorite kind in the bags, and I don't have to like chop it up or do anything, but I don't like the hearts of it. Like, you know how like, you can get romaine hearts and they're like hard. I don't like that. So the butter lettuce is really good for that. More good avocados. These get to go right in the fridge this week. A couple onions for my recipes. I am in love with these right now. These are the golden honeydews, you guys. Oh my gosh, if you haven't tried a golden honeydew, they are so good. So I can't just have this by itself. So I will put this with probably some cottage cheese when I actually do eat it. And so I just have to pay attention to that. They subbed out my thing. I didn't get angel hair coleslaw. I got like a tri-colored thing. It was supposed to be cool, but I'm making a coleslaw with it, so I'll tell you about that recipe. We got our normal kind of string cheese this week. We got turkey bacon for my daughter. As you can see, this is a lot of like the same stuff as most of the weeks. We needed to replace some of our almond milk, and they subbed out my regular thing, so that's what they gave me. We're doing good. We had some Greek yogurt left over, so I just got 4 for this week, replacing what we ate. That should be good for our Greek yogurts. You guys know I like the cold brews, and so we have those. We did good on our butter. So whatever I bought last week, I think I had like 4, and now we're doing good. So I'm hoping this will last the whole week. Got some more goat cheese. I put this on my salads, and the kids like some of this a little bit on like their lavash pizza bread things they make. Laughing cows. I can have these in Trim Healthy Mama, but most of the time they go to my kids. They really like them. Tomatoes. I've been putting these on my salads and really enjoying it. The mushrooms, that's for cheeseburger pie recipe. I'll show you in a second. They subbed out my usual heavy cream for this kind, which is fine. I got 2 this week because I need a couple for recipes that put me over what I normally get. So had to get 2. These are for recipes of some things I want to try. Got our usual block of cheese. I didn't have any of this last week, so I'm not sure if we even have block of cheese. I just was like, you know what, let's just get it. Here is our sliced cheese. Do you guys ever do that where you're not sure what you have, but you don't really want to check to see if you have it, so you just buy another one because you know you'll use it eventually anyway? And so I don't know if there's cheese in there or not. I was just not feeling like checking last night. Got our typical mozzarella and sharp cheddar cheese. I like it really, really sharp. I never do like the mild cheddar. I like extra sharp or whatever. It's just better to me. Lots of ground beef. I had a bunch of recipes that I wanted to make with ground beef, and so I settled on 2 of them. Next week I'm going to be making more ground beef recipes because I am excited about them. And then we have more of our stuff. So crushed and diced tomatoes, that is for the chicken recipe in the crock pot. I just keep these sauces on hand, and this is the best one I have found that has like the lowest sugars. So there's like less than 1% of it is any kind of added sugar, and that's the best I could find. I thought Walmart was like no added sugar, but I'm wondering if they changed that from the last time I had read the labels, but I'm okay with it. It's not that many sugars, and it's what I can do for right now. You guys know I like ahas. We have some Joseph's pitas here, and their lavash bread. I cannot remember if I told you guys last week, but the little mini ones, the mini Joseph's pitas, I don't think those are on plan. So I stopped buying them, even though my daughter had created like a pizza bagel bite. So instead of buying bagel bites frozen, she created that, and it was so good. I might get them for the kids because the kids can still have that. I just can't. It's not technically something we can have on the Trim Healthy Mama, at least for right now. You know, while I'm trying to lose weight, I'm really trying to stick with it, you know, be really good with it. So we can't unfortunately have the mini ones. The mini ones are too high in carbs. That's the problem. So mayo, we needed that for recipe, just easy simple mayo. I have been doing a lot with cocoa powder this week, so I definitely needed more of that. I used up all this last week. You know how I said I had a tablespoon I needed for this for a recipe and I had to buy this whole container? Yeah, we used the whole thing. But the reason we used the whole thing was because I found this most amazing like chocolate cake recipe with peanut butter icing on it that's completely like Trim Healthy Mama legal that we can have. It's also low carb, it's also keto, and it was really, really good. So I'm gonna put that in the description. I'm gonna talk about that because oh my gosh, it was so amazing. And so I made that a bit this week, and that's why I used up all that peanut butter. Then I bought more of these. We're enjoying eating them. I really do need to still check to see if I technically can have them on this plan. I don't actually know still. I really need to do that this week, but I've been sharing them with the kids. They're not just for me. This is for a recipe. Honey, I can't have this on Trim Healthy Mama. I'm not eating honey. It's not weight loss friendly, but my 2 littlest girls like some honey, and so I am okay with that sometimes for them to have that. They got my sprouted bread right, and they didn't sub it this week. I was completely out of the stevia and like trying to figure out what on earth I would do. I'm like, I don't have this. It feels like the cupboards are bare. Whenever we run out of stevia and berries, I don't know what to do with myself. And then some tomato paste, that's for the curry. Tomato sauce. I had to get some more salad dressings. This is what I'm liking lately, this Primal Kitchen. So I get a tablespoon of the Greek and a tablespoon of the Green Goddess, and it really does go a long way. And the mixture of the two together is really delicious, but I can make a pretty big salad and it can be my whole lunch. And so what I've been doing mostly for lunches is just big salads, and I'll put chicken in the crock pot like at the beginning of the week and make like a big thing of chicken breast, and then I'll just have the shredded chicken in there all week, and I can throw that on my salads really easy. Or I can also do tuna, but that's not my fave. So mostly for lunches I do the big salad, leftovers, or I've been doing this tuna melt lately that I've been talking about. So we'll go over all the recipes in just a sec. Then we have curry powder. That is for the curry recipe. I was completely out. Onion powder. I've been trying to find this everywhere, you guys, and like nobody has had onion powder for like a while. So I'm super glad that I finally found that. These are for a couple of recipes, so that's cool. And then they're granola bars again. Obviously, this is for my girls. And I told you last week, like, yeah, I buy this for my daughters, my two youngest daughters. Like, this is one thing, you know, I do let them have. And not to throw him under the bus, but my son ate most of those. Like, the girls got maybe like one a day. That's all I, you know, allow them. And they went to get their daily one of these days, and they were all gone, like completely gone. So he just like guzzled down those granola bars this week like crazy. And I'm like, I can't keep these things stocked. But anyway, so we're gonna have a chat about that, and then we should go back to the girls getting to have their daily granola bar snack. But yeah, I only let them have one a day, usually with their lunch or just a snack in the afternoon. And so yeah, I'm looking around right here, and I think that I actually got like everything. So that is what $300 worth of groceries looks like for the week. And I mean, when you look at everything here, like we really do eat all of that. This is for 6 people, and so we really do eat all this food. This last week we did really good with like using everything. There wasn't like a whole lot of leftovers of stuff. There wasn't like anything rotting in there. Like we really used up like what we bought. So that was really cool. It was a little different this week because I had out of town family. And so we fed a lot of people. But yeah, we used up so much of it. I keep like wanting to get my grocery bill a little bit lower than 300. I don't want to go over 300. I want to have some leeway there where I don't spend 300 all on one grocery trip just in case we have to run out again, you know? And so yeah, I mean, the food really is expensive and we really do eat all of it. So I do need to kind of work on that, but I'm not super worried about it for right now. I'm just trying to get into the groove of doing this again, and I feel like I'm doing really well with it. And so that is super exciting. All right, you guys, let's go over all the recipes that I did. So I don't think I did the new cookbook at all. So Trim Healthy Future is their new cookbook. So I show you guys every week. I'm gonna keep showing you every week. So this is their new one. I might make some of the sippers or maybe some of the little like snacks or odds and ends or things, but none of my actual meals came from that one this week. I actually went more old school this week, and most of my meals are coming from this guy. So we'll go over that in a second. But the one from last week that was the Chicken LAZONE on page 50 was from this book right here. So I will be throwing up a picture of it on page 50, the Chicken LAZONE. For some reason, we just keep like not eating it. So that's actually tonight's meal. I left out those chicken tenderloins. They're gonna thaw like they're supposed to. We've got asparagus to go with it. There's actually some good asparagus recipes in these books. Let me find one real quick. So there is actually a garlic parmesan asparagus on page 260 of this cookbook I just showed you. So this one right here. So page 260 has an asparagus. So we'll go ahead and try that, which is cool. So we're gonna have the Chicken LAZONE and the asparagus tonight for dinner, actually. So that's one of our meals for this week. And the other recipe that comes from that book is the curry from last week. That is on page 97, and it is amazing. It's one of my very favorite recipes that they've ever come out with. So you definitely should try that one. Highly recommend. Okay, so let's get on to the recipes for this book. Okay, so this is their first cookbook that they came out with. One of the newer ones. Their very first original book was like 500 pages. It has a lot of recipes in it, and it also explained the plan. So that was their very first book. But this is their very first like solid cookbook. So that's their cookbook. So the first thing we have is BUTTAH chicken. BUTTAH, because you know they like a lot of butter on it. So BUTTAH chicken on page 49, and we've had this before. It's actually really, really good, and I can get my kids to eat it, so that is important. I'm gonna pair that with a kind of a side salad type of thing. It's probably gonna be like a Greek salad, like a Mediterranean kind of salad, because that's what I've been having lately and into. So next we have Sloppy Joe's on page 263, and we've done this before too. It's really, really good if you get the lowest possible like fat in your hamburger meat as you can. Then you can rinse off the hamburger meat in really hot water, and you can do this on sprouted bread. Now I didn't do that because I was too lazy to figure out what kind of hamburger meat I had already put in my cart, so I will probably not have that on the sprouted bread, but my kids can. And I am pairing this recipe with a coleslaw. It's like their sweet coleslaw recipe on page 230 of that book. I've had that before as well, and it is also really good. And then the very last meal that I planned for this week from that cookbook is called cheeseburger pie. And it is a very decadent meal. If you're in weight loss mode, you may not want to have it like every night, but for an occasional thing, it's amazing. But you can even have it, I mean, we've done it and I've lost weight and we've been have it like once a week, you know, like it'll be on every grocery trip I do because it's so good. And so you can make it in several different ways. It's basically like whatever you want to put on top of like a cheeseburger. And so it's like a casserole cheeseburger pie, and it's really, really good. And you got all the cheese, you got all the hamburger, but then we pile it high with all kinds of stuff that we like on hamburgers. So the things we like on ours is like the bacon bits, the mushrooms, we like tomatoes on it, we like pickles on it, we eat it with mustard and ketchup, and so it's really, really good. It makes a really good thing, but it tastes like an actual cheeseburger. So that might have to be one of the recipes that we do together or cook one night for dinner together on this channel because it is so good. So last week I also found the Dreamfields pasta at a different store. So we were able to have that chicken spaghetti like casserole recipe. So I'll throw up a picture that I talked about last week. All the recipes and their page numbers will be linked in the description, so you don't by any means like have to memorize this. You just need to get the books, and then you can cook right along beside me for the week of what we're eating, and it just makes it easy for you to plan too. So we also made this deconstructed like stuffed peppers. That was page 54. Sorry, I don't have the spaghetti chicken written down, but I'll put it in the description. Page 54. Those were amazing. We really liked the stuffed green peppers like deconstructed. It was like a skillet meal. It was so good. The littlest girls didn't like it too much. They're a little freaked out from the green peppers. We're working on that. We're working on increasing their love of vegetables. And so, but yeah, it was really, really good. We also did Mrs. Criddle's Kitchen. She has this like taco crunch salad. I think it's called Taco Salad Crunch. We've made this for like years, and just this time did I notice that we were not calling it the right name, and it like blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, we have the name wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and link that for you. It'll be in the description. It's amazing. You really, really should try it. I served that to my out-of-town company, and like they were raving about it. Like, so it really, really is worth your time to go ahead and try it. We also made this chicken satay on page 59. That was not my fave. It's kind of like a chicken stir fry, but there wasn't any other vegetables. It was just like a broccoli slaw kind of thing. And to be really honest, I feel like we could really improve it. The sauce wasn't like super exciting, and it just didn't make, it was really chickeny. So we really needed to add some more vegetables and really make it like an all-out kind of stir fry. And my husband ended up eating it with us because he's doing this carb refeed, so he keeps jumping in on the meals, and I'm like, I didn't plan like the right quantities, so I had to feed 6 of us when I was planning to just feed 4 of us that chicken saute meal. So yeah, it didn't quite work out. I would have liked to have added some more vegetables to make it just a little bit more bulkier, but flavor-wise, it wasn't my fave either. So I definitely think we might be trying to improve on that one with our own stir fry sometime in the future. So really the only extra like recipes or cooking or anything that I did this week was that it's from Northern Nester, northernnester.com, and it's this like chocolate peanut butter cake. I will link it. I'll put the name, everything in the description. I don't remember it exactly right now, but I made that once, and I made the icing like twice so I could feed my out-of-town guests it, and it was really, really amazing. So you have to go check that out. But I didn't do any other extra like recipes or anything in the books. I didn't bake anything else or do anything else for this week because we were busy with our company. All right, and then as promised, I'm sharing with you the chocolate covered cherry shake. So that's what it is. It's on page 471. You've got to get the ingredients for it. It's an E because it's cherry, so you have to make sure you're in the right fuel territory for it, but it will rock your world. So if you're ever craving like a chocolate shake, or you're craving, you know, wanting to go off plan or needing anything, like go to the shake. Just go to the cherry shake and you will be just fine. It is so, so good. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for joining in. Let me know in the comments below, was this video helpful? Are you enjoying the weekly grocery hauls? Is there anything that you'd like to know that I'm not answering? Leave it in the comments, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
We start to sail along these ocean waves. Nobody knows how to find us. It's turning out to be a perfect day. I just wanna leave our normal lives behind us. So let's get lost out here. No